Ram heard the backlash and brought the HEMI V8 back for 2026. Orders are live, the counter popped like a slot machine, and suddenly the parking lot debates are louder than the exhaust. But here's the only question that matters when you're the one paying the note. On towing, MPG, and daily livability, does the HEMI actually beat GM's 6.2 and Ford's 5.0? Or is this just nostalgia in a shiny box? I'll give you the answer you can use today. Pay off first, then we rewind. Short answer: if you buy with your ears and you live in the low to mid revs, HEMI and GM's 6.2 will make you happiest. If you like a V8 that loves to stretch its legs and you want a calm daily with a huge mod scene, Ford's 5.0 is still the adult in the room. And if your spreadsheet runs your life, Ram's Hurricane Inline 6 still wins the paper stats. That's the map. Now let's make it real. First, what actually changed? This isn't rumor mill SHT. Ram officially listed the 5.7 HEMI with eTorque back in the Ram 1500 for 2026. Orders opened and the first day rush was massive. Translation: the market didn't just ask for rumble, it put money behind it. Ram pairs the V8 with the same transmission and axle logic you know, and it slides right alongside the twin-turbo Hurricane and the V6. So, if the V8 is back, does it actually win the matchup? Let's set the table without fairy dust. Quick spec snapshot you can memorize in one breath. HEMI 5.7, about 395 horsepower and 410 pound-feet, with that familiar immediate shove when you roll into the throttle around 2,000 to 3,000 RPM. GM 6.2, L87 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet. The segment's gas V8 heavy hitter with a valved exhaust that's tame in normal and turns up in sport. Ford 5.0, Coyote 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet. Dual overhead cams, loves to rev, sneaky strong when you spec the right axle and tow packages. Those are the numbers. They don't tell you the feel. Feel is where trucks live. Here's the bit brochures never teach. Stop worshiping peak horsepower. Trucks live on area under the torquey curve. If you tow into a headwind, pull a grade, or merge with a boat behind you, the engine that makes usable torque without gear hunting feels stronger, even if its peak number is lower. That's why the HEMI and the 6.2 often win the test drive. They punch early. The Coyote? It reels in the horizon when you let it sing. None is wrong. They're different personalities. You're not buying a dyno print, you're buying a personality that has to live in your driveway. Now the spicy twist that keeps this honest. Ram's own Hurricane Inline 6 still wears the spec sheet crown for max output and rated tow in certain configurations. That's the tension on purpose. Ram can sell sound and feel to one buyer and stats and efficiency to another, inside the same showroom. Clever? Yeah. Confusing. Only if you don't know what you want. So let's turn this into something you can do this weekend. Take 30 minutes and run my 3-lap loop at each dealer. Same day, same weather, same route. Lap 1. Normal mode. 45 to 65 miles per hour. Keep your right foot steady. Watch for gear hunting. Feel the mid-throttle surge. The truck that holds a gear and moves without drama will always feel stronger in daily life. Lap 2. Wait on board. If you can't hitch a trailer, load 4 adults and hit the same hill. You're tasting true torque and transmission logic now, not brochure poetry. Lap 3. On-ramp honesty. 1 full throttle merge. This is where the GM 6.2's sport voice makes you grin. The HEMI shows that punchy middle, and the Coyote winds out clean and eager. Do that across all 3 and you'll know your winner before you hand the keys back. Let's talk fuel and costs like grown-ups. On paper, MPG is closer than comment sections admit. Real-world MPG swings more from axle ratio, tire choice, and your foot than the badge on the fender. Aggressive ATs and short gears can kill 2 to 3 miles per gallon on any engine. And fuel grade matters. Lots of HEMI owners prefer mid-grade for knock resistance under load, even if 87 is acceptable. The GM 6.2 will happily drink premium in spirited use, and the Coyote behaves on regular but rewards higher octane when pushed. Bottom line, cost per mile, not just miles per gallon, is the adult metric. Cheaper fuel plus decent miles per gallon beats higher miles per gallon on pricier fuel more often than you think. Reliability? Let's keep it honest without fear-mongering. The HEMI's biggest internet ghost is the lifter/cam saga. Real, expensive, and mostly tied to older build years or ignored maintenance. Plenty of HEMI trucks run deep into six figures without drama. GM's 6.2 is stout. Modern valved exhaust hardware is reliable when left stock, and service data is strong. Ford's Coyote? It's the civic duty engine. Massive parts ecosystem, tons of real-world miles, and a long history in both trucks and cars. The Hurricane is newer tech. Twin turbos mean more plumbing, but early ownership data doesn't show a pattern of doom. Play by the maintenance book, and remember, nothing likes neglect. Okay, let's drag this back to your driveway. Who should pick what? Pick the HEMI if you live in the low-mid RPM band. Commute, errands, weekend toys under 5 figures. You want predictable response and a soundtrack that makes a grocery run feel like a victory lap. You like simple, you like familiar, and you like that you can diagnose half the truck with your ears. Pick GM's 6.2 if you want the most effortless shove and you appreciate personality on demand. Normal is neighbor-friendly. Sport turns up the grin. On a 2-mile demo loop, the 6.2 often feels strongest with the least pedal. If you judge with your butt dyno, it's tough to beat. Pick Ford's 5.0 if you love a V8 that revs, you appreciate a balanced daily, and you want the largest plug and play parts world behind you. Spec the axle and tow packages properly and you're towing real weight without drama. It's the one that ages well, both on the street and on your channel. Wildcard. Test the Hurricane if your spreadsheet is king. The parking lot sound check won't crown it, but your monthly fuel bill might. Here's your mini transformation. One sentence that makes you instantly smarter. I'm buying Torque where I drive. If that's 1,800 to 3,000 RPM, lean HEMI or 6.2. If you live for the pull to red line, go Coyote. If your roots are long and flat and your foot is light, the Hurricane's efficiency case is real. If that sentence just reframed your decision, lock it in now. And hey, hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's buyer math on fuel, incentives, and 36-month resale for these exact builds. We do real numbers here, not brochure poetry. Now, because controversy feeds the algorithm, let's say the quiet part out loud. HEMI's return isn't only a love letter to V8 fans. It's a surgical move to keep truck culture in the showroom while the industry threads the needle on efficiency. GM doubles down on a charismatic 6.2 with an exhaust you can actually feel without waking the HOA. Ford keeps the Coyote heartbeat while EcoBoost and hybrids handle the EPA math. Everybody is selling identity as much as power. That's DMN smart business, and it explains why you feel seen when you hear that cold start. One more curveball that flips decisions faster than horsepower: incentives. If ROM stacks a HEMI loyalty bonus with dealer cash, or GM slaps a bonus tag on 6.2 trucks, or Ford drops low APR on 5.0 builds, your favorite engine might lose to the monthly. These waves hit around holiday weekends. Don't fall in love with a payment you haven't met yet. Let's tighten this with a quick spec cheat sheet so you don't rebuild your order 5 times. If you tow light to medium and value quiet on the interstate, use the calm drive modes and skip the shouty tires. Let sport be the fun button, not your default. If you rack up highway miles, range and cooling favor efficient gearing and sane rubber more than badge wars. If you're image first, cool. Pick the color that photographs like a luxury trim. Keep the wheels realistic for your roads and budget early for pads, dotcher lines, and a better tire when the factory set wears. Big wheels don't stop a truck. Compound does. Common DMs I keep answering. Is the 6.2 sound fake? No. Valved hardware, real tone. Sport opens the flaps. Is the 5.0 still tow-worthy? Absolutely, when specified correctly. Is HEMI on every trim? Broadly available with a few exceptions depending on market timing. Check your order guide. The important part is this: all 3 paths can be right. The wrong choice is buying for someone else's life. So, what's the verdict? If you buy with your ears, HEMI and 6.2 will win your heart in 1 mile. Pick the one whose transmission calibration feels calmer on your route. If you buy with a spreadsheet, test the Hurricane before you sign. If you want a balanced daily that loves to rev and ages well with tasteful mods, the 5.0 is still the steady middle lane. The best engine isn't universal, it's personal torque placement. Bottom line, the V8 vibe didn't die, it reorganized. HEMI is back to give you the feel you missed. GM's 6.2 brings easy shove with a grin button, and Ford's 5.0 keeps the faith while playing nice with your commute. If this breakdown helped you shop faster and dodge the usual traps, Hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Real-world fuel costs, likely incentive timing, and 36-month resale for these exact trucks. Apples to apples. Drop your use case in the comments. Towing weight, commute miles, must-have options, and I'll help you dial the truck that fits your driveway, not the ad. Say it with me one last time before you test drive. I'm buying Torques where I drive. Now go make the right one bark.